Programming is the language of the future, a way to communicate with computers and make them perform tasks. It is like giving instructions to a machine in a language it understands. One interesting fact about programming is that it is not limited to just writing code. It also involves problem solving, logic, and creativity. As a beginner, diving into the world of programming may seem daunting, but it is a rewarding journey. Understanding basic programming concepts is crucial. These concepts include variables, data types, loops, and conditional statements. Each concept forms the building blocks of programming and helps you create more complex programs. Another fascinating aspect of programming is that there are numerous programming languages to choose from, each with its own strengths and purposes. Whether you choose Python, Java, or JavaScript, the key is to start with a language that aligns with your goals and interests. By setting up a development environment on your computer, you create a space where you can write, test, and run your code. This environment typically includes a code editor and a compiler or interpreter. As you embark on your programming journey, remember that making mistakes is part of the learning process. Debugging and troubleshooting are essential skills that every programmer must master. With dedication and practice, you will soon be writing your first lines of code and unlocking the endless possibilities of programming. Understanding basic programming concepts is essential for anyone looking to venture into the world of coding. At the core of programming lies the concept of variables, which act as placeholders for storing data. Variables can hold different types of information, such as words, text, or Boolean values. Understanding data types is crucial as it determines how the computer interprets and processes the information. Common data types include whole numbers, floating point words, strings, and Booleans. Another fundamental concept in programming is loops, which allow you to execute a block of code repeatedly. There are different types of loops, such as for loops and while loops, each serving a specific purpose in controlling the flow of a program. Conditional statements are another key concept that enables you to make decisions in your code based on certain conditions. Using if-else statements, you can create branches in your code to handle different scenarios. Logical operators like and, or, and not help in combining conditions to make complex decisions. Functions play a vital role in programming by allowing you to encapsulate a set of instructions into a reusable block of code. Functions help in organizing code, improving readability, and promoting code reusability. Understanding the concept of scope is crucial as it defines the visibility and accessibility of variables within different parts of your code. Global scope and local scope determine where variables can be accessed and modified. Object-oriented programming, OOP, is a programming paradigm that revolves around the concept of objects, which encapsulate data and behavior. Classes and objects are the building blocks of OOP, enabling you to model real-world entities in your code. Inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation are key principles of OOP that promote code reusability, flexibility, and maintainability. Mastering these basic programming concepts forms a solid foundation for your coding journey, empowering you to tackle more complex problems and build innovative solutions. Choosing the right programming language is a crucial decision for beginners. Each programming language has its own syntax, rules, and applications, so it's essential to consider your goals and interests when making a choice. Python, known for its readability and simplicity, is a popular choice for beginners. Its versatile nature allows you to work on a wide range of projects, from web development to data analysis. Java, on the other hand, is widely used in enterprise applications and Android development. If you are interested in web development, languages like JavaScript, HTML, and CSS are essential. JavaScript in particular is the language of the web, enabling you to create interactive and dynamic websites. For those interested in data science and machine learning, languages like R and Python are preferred due to their robust libraries and frameworks. Interesting fact, C, a powerful and efficient language, is often referred to as the mother of all languages, as many modern languages have been influenced by its syntax and structure. Ultimately, the best programming language for you depends on your goals, projects, and personal preferences. Remember, Learning one language makes it easier to pick up others in the future, so don't be afraid to explore and experiment with different languages. Setting up a development environment is a crucial step for any aspiring programmer. This environment serves as your workspace where you write, test, and run your code. To set up a development environment, you will need a code editor, a compiler or interpreter, and any necessary libraries or frameworks for your chosen programming language. One popular code editor is Visual Studio Code, known for its versatility and extensive plugin ecosystem. It supports a wide range of programming languages and offers features like syntax highlighting, code completion, and debugging tools. Another widely used code editor is Sublime Text, favored for its speed and simplicity. It provides a clean interface and customizable settings to enhance your coding experience. If you prefer an integrated development environment, IDE, tools like IntelliJ IDEA and Eclipse offer comprehensive features for Java development. These IDEs provide advanced debugging capabilities, project management tools, and integration with version control systems. When setting up your development environment, consider installing a compiler or interpreter for your chosen programming language. Compilers translate your code into machine-readable instructions, while interpreters execute code line by line. For languages like Java and C++, you may need to install specific compilers like GCC or Clang. Python, on the other hand, comes with its own interpreter, making it easy to get started with coding. Additionally, installing libraries and frameworks specific to your project requirements is essential. For web development, tools like Node.js and React.js are commonly used to build dynamic and interactive websites. Data science enthusiasts often rely on libraries like NumPy and Pandas for efficient data manipulation and analysis. An interesting fact about development environments is that they can be customized to suit your preferences and workflow. You can personalize your code editor with themes, keyboard shortcuts, and extensions to boost productivity. Some developers even create custom development environments using tools like Docker to streamline project setup and deployment. By setting up a development environment tailored to your needs, you create a conducive space for learning, experimenting, and building innovative projects. Writing your first code is a significant milestone in your programming journey. It's the moment when you transition from theory to practice, turning your ideas into executable instructions for the computer. When writing your first code, start with a simple program that demonstrates basic concepts like variables, data types, and control structures. For example, you can create a program that calculates the sum of two numbers or displays a message on the screen. One interesting fact about writing code is that it requires attention to detail and precision. A single misplaced character or punctuation mark can lead to errors in your program. Therefore, it's essential to pay close attention to syntax and formatting rules specific to the programming language you are using. As you write your first code, remember that programming is a creative process that allows you to express your ideas and solve problems in innovative ways. Don't be afraid to experiment and make mistakes, as they are valuable learning opportunities. Another interesting aspect of writing code is the debugging process. Debugging involves identifying and fixing errors in your code to ensure it runs correctly. Common debugging techniques include using print statements to track the flow of your program, analyzing error messages, and stepping through code line by line. Embracing the debugging process helps you develop critical thinking and problem-solving skills, essential for programming. When writing your first code, consider following best practices such as using meaningful variable names, writing clear comments to explain your code, and organizing your code into logical sections. These practices not only improve the readability of your code, but also make it easier to maintain and modify in the future. Finally, writing your first code is a moment of accomplishment and empowerment. It marks the beginning of your coding journey and opens doors to endless possibilities in the world of programming. Celebrate this milestone and continue to explore, learn, and grow as a programmer. Debugging and troubleshooting are essential skills for every programmer. When you encounter errors in your code, it's important to approach the debugging process systematically. One common technique is to use print statements to track the flow of your program and identify where the issue occurs. Another useful tool is the debugger, which allows you to step through your code line by line, inspecting variables and their values. Understanding error messages is key to troubleshooting effectively. Error messages provide valuable information about what went wrong in your code, helping you pinpoint the root cause of the issue. An interesting fact about debugging is that sometimes the smallest mistakes can lead to the most challenging bugs. It's not uncommon for a missing semicolon or a misplaced parenthesis to cause hours of frustration. However, each bug you encounter is an opportunity to learn and improve your problem-solving skills. In addition to debugging, version control systems like Git can help you track changes in your code and revert to previous versions if needed. Collaborating with other programmers can also be beneficial when troubleshooting complex issues. By sharing your code and seeking feedback from peers, you can gain new perspectives and insights that may lead to a solution. Remember, debugging is a valuable skill that requires patience, persistence, and attention to detail. Embrace the process, stay curious, and don't be afraid to ask for help when needed. When it comes to furthering your programming skills, there is a wealth of resources available to help you on your learning journey. Online platforms like Codecademy, Coursera, and Udemy offer a wide range of courses on programming languages, web development, data science, and more. These courses are designed to cater to all skill levels, from beginners to advanced programmers, and often include interactive exercises and projects to reinforce your learning. An interesting fact about online learning platforms is that many of them offer free courses or trial periods, allowing you to explore different topics without financial commitment. Another valuable resource for programmers is documentation. Every programming language has its official documentation, which provides detailed explanations of language syntax, functions, and libraries. Reading documentation not only helps you understand how to use different features of a language, but also teaches you how to navigate technical resources effectively. Stack Overflow is a popular online community where programmers can ask questions, share knowledge, and seek help with coding challenges. With millions of active users, Stack Overflow is a valuable resource for troubleshooting errors, learning best practices, and connecting with other programmers. Books are another timeless resource for learning programming. Whether you prefer physical books or ebooks, there are countless titles available on programming languages, algorithms, software development, and more. Reading books written by experienced programmers and industry experts can provide in-depth insights and perspectives that complement online courses and tutorials. Lastly, participating in coding communities and attending tech events can expand your network and expose you to new ideas and opportunities. Meetup groups, hackathons, and tech conferences are great places to connect with like-minded individuals, collaborate on projects, and stay updated on industry trends. By leveraging these resources for further learning, you can continue to grow as a programmer and stay ahead in the ever-evolving world of technology. In conclusion, embarking on the journey of programming for beginners opens up a world of endless possibilities and opportunities. By mastering basic programming concepts, choosing the right programming language, setting up a development environment, writing your first code, and honing your debugging skills, you have laid a solid foundation for your coding endeavors. Remember that programming is a creative and problem-solving process that requires patience, persistence, and continuous learning. As you progress in your programming journey, consider exploring further resources for learning, such as online platforms, documentation, coding communities, and tech events. These resources will help you deepen your understanding, expand your skills, and stay connected with the vibrant programming community. An interesting fact to note is that the field of programming is constantly evolving, with new languages, frameworks, and technologies emerging regularly. Embracing lifelong learning and staying curious about new developments in the tech industry will keep you at the forefront of innovation. Your next steps in programming may involve tackling more complex projects, contributing to open-source initiatives, or pursuing specialized areas like web development, data science, or mobile app development. Whatever path you choose, remember that every line of code you write is a step towards mastering the art of programming and making a positive impact in the digital world.